All right, my friends, we're going to continue with our math review. We are going to finish this page with multiplication. So if you will start by drawing a 4x4 or a 2x2 box, 4 squares total. Remember, if we do a 2x2, we have a 4 square box. Okay, remember that we take the first number and we make it into expanded form. So we're going to have an 80 and a 3 and a 30 and a 7, okay? And then we're going to multiply these two numbers and put the answer here. So 30 times 80, 3 times 8 is 24. And how many zeros? 2 zeros. Okay, then we're going to do the next one. 30 times 3, 3 times 3 is 9. And we add the 0. Okay, now we're going to move down to the 7. 7 times 80, 7 times 8 is 56. And we're going to add that 0. And then the last one, 7 times 3 is 21. Now, all we have to do is just add those numbers up. So we have 2,400 plus 560 plus 90 plus 21. Okay, so get those written down. And now we add 1. 9 plus 6 is 15, plus 2 is 17, carry the 1. 5 plus 5 is 10, carry the 1. And 2 plus 1 is 3. So our answer is, I put my comma in the wrong spot. So our answer is 3,071. Okay? All right. Can you set up this problem with the numbers on the top and the sides? I'm going to do it down here so you can't see. You do it, and let's see if you have the correct answer. All right, check your answer. Did you have a 40 and a 6? And then do you have a 20 and an 8? If you do, give yourself a thumbs up. That's awesome. All right, here we go. Multiply 2 times 8, or excuse me, 2 times 4 is 8. And how many zeros do we add? 2. Okay, now we do 20 times 6. 2 times 6 is 12. And we add 1 0. Okay, next one, we go down here. 4 times 8 is 32. Add 1 0. And 8 times 6 is 48. Add those up, my friends. 800 plus 120 plus 320 plus 48. Okay, it should look like that. And now add it up. All right, what did you get? What did you get? What did you get? I hope you got 1,288. All right, can you set up this problem? Set it up. All right, check it out. Did you expand it to 40 and 5 and 10 and 9? 19 gets split up into 10 and 9, 19. All right, let's multiply. 10 times 40. 1 times 4 is 4, and then I add 2 zeros. Okay, 10 times 5 is 50. 9 times 40. 9 times 4 is 36, and I add the 0. And 9 times 5 is 45. Now we're going to add those up. 400 plus 50 plus 360 plus 45. Add those up and let's see what you get. All right, did you get 855? I hope so. All right, my friends, multiplication 2 by 2s. I hope that you understand those a little bit better now. Those would be good problems for the summer if you have your mom or dad or your aunt or uncle or grandma or grandpa or anyone that you're with. If you have them just write you a double digit times double digit multiplication problem, and then you can solve it. Those are super fast and super easy. All right, now come with me to NF2, comparing fractions. Okay, if you remember from the yellow packet, comparing fractions is where we are looking for one that is greater than, less than, or equal to another one. So we can do this very easily by, remember, forming the butterfly wings. Okay, comparing is the butterfly wings. So let's do 5 times 1 is 5. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 is greater than 5. So 2/5 is greater than 1/3. Let's try another one. 1/2 and 1/3. Okay, there's a 2. There's a 3. 3 is bigger than 2. So we have a greater than sign there. All right, let's try this one. 1/4 and 2/5. Okay, 4 times 2 is 8. 1 times 5 is 5. 8 is larger, so we're going to go that direction. All right, my friends, I think that you can finish that page. Do the butterfly wings, compare, and then put the sign in. Okay? All right. If you want to pause the video and do it right now, go for it. If you want to continue on and go back and do that page, that's fine too. All right, we're going to move on to NF3, decomposing fractions. Okay, remember, decomposing means taking big numbers and breaking them down into smaller numbers. So if I'm going to decompose 4/5, I'm going to take the 4 and I'm going to split it into smaller parts. I can do 2/5 plus 2/5. That's one way to decompose. I could also do 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5. Or I could do, and you don't have to do this because you only have 2 lines, I could do 3/5 plus 1/5. So on this page, I want you to decompose those fractions into smaller fractions. Remember, the denominator doesn't change, only the numerator. We break it down. What 2 numbers add up to 5? Or could I do 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8? How can I break that down? And 7/10 and 7/12. Okay? All right, you can do that page. All right, next page that we're going to look at today are multiples and factors. Multiples and factors. Okay, so get your brain thinking way back. We did this way a long time ago. Okay, so it says list the first 8 multiples for each of the following. Multiples reminds me of the word multiplication. So I'm going to multiply to get the multiples of this. I'm going to count by the number. So I'm going to do 3, 6, what would come next? 9, 12, 15, 18. I have to do 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to do 24, that's 6. 27, that's 8. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there we go. I got off on my counting, but that's all right. So I'm listing the first, I'm just skip counting by that number, the first 8 numbers. So you're going to skip count by 9s, you're going to skip count by 10s, and you're going to skip count by 15s. So I'm going to get you started on the 15s. 15, 30, 45, 60. Now keep going. You're adding 15 each time. Skip counting. Okay? Now, the next one says find all the factors for each of the following numbers. Now, remember, factors are the numbers, those are the small numbers that we multiply together to equal that number. So I always know that 1 is a factor. 1 times the number is always a factor. So I know that 1 and 16 are factors. Okay? Now, I also know that this is an even number. All of these are even numbers. So if it's an even number, I always know that what works? 2. Always know that 2 works, because if it's an even number, if I count by 2s, I'm going to land on it. So remember, factors always come in pairs, so I have to find what goes with the 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I counted how many times? 8 times. So 8 is also a factor. Now, I'm going to think. 3s. If I count by 3s, will I land on 16? No. If I count by 4s, do I land on 16? 4, 8, 12, 16. So I know that 4. Now, 4 times 4 is 16. So I only need to write the 4 once. If I write the 4 a second time, that's fine because they come in pairs, but really 4 is just 4. Okay, how about 5s? If I count by 5s, do I land there? How about 6s? 6, 12, 18, no. 7s, no. And then there's my 8. All right, so there are the factors of 16. So now you're going to find the factors of 20 and the factors of 48 and the factors of 50. Now remember, you can always start with 1 and that number. So 1 and 20, you know for sure. It's an even number because it ends in a 0. So I know that 2 works. What number can I match with 2? Okay. It ends in a 0, so I know that what will work? I know 5s will work because 5s always end in a 0 or a 5. So find 5 and see how many times you count. And then see if there's any others. Okay, let's think about 48. Okay, 48. I know 2s work. I know 1 and 48 works. Okay, how about 4s? Well, 4 times 11 is 44. So 4 times 12 is 48. All right, I'm giving you some of these answers. Be careful. I hope you're listening carefully. All right, 50. Think about it. It's an even number. So I know 2s work. What else do I know? I know 5s work. So think about it and list all the multiples of, all the factors of those numbers. All right, good job, my friends. And I believe is this the last page? Yes, last page. All right, I want you to get your minds thinking back to perpendicular and parallel lines. I'm on G1, perpendicular and parallel. Okay, let's define. Perpendicular are two lines that intersect to form a 90-degree angle. Parallel lines are two lines that go in a direction and will never cross. So let's look at this. Are these two lines parallel? No, they cross. Are they perpendicular? Is this a 90-degree angle? The answer is yes. So these lines are perpendicular. Okay, how about these two lines? Okay, if I went on and on in this direction, and I went, let me get another sticky note, on and on in this direction, I'm going to end up crossing, aren't I? Because look, that paper is slanted. Do you see how it's going to end up over here? Do you see how this top line is ever so slightly slanted and this one's slanted up? So eventually, if I were to continue to draw these, eventually these lines are going to cross each other. It's going to get down here and it's going to cross. Okay, it's too far for me to draw it that it'll cross, but it's going to cross. So it's neither. This does not cross at a 90-degree angle, and it is not parallel. All right, what about this one? These are straight lines. They're not crossing. So these are parallel, P-A-R-A-L-L-E-L. Okay, and how about these? These lines cross. Those are intersecting lines, but are they perpendicular? Do they form a 90-degree angle? Nope, that's not 90 degrees. That's not 90 degrees. So this is neither. All right, so what you're going to do is for each one of these lines, you're going to draw another line to make them correct. So you're going to draw a line next to this one that is going to be parallel, that's not going to intersect. And then here you're going to draw another line so that it is perpendicular, so that you form that 90-degree angle. All right, my friends, math for today. Good job. Talk to you soon. Bye.